everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Chris and today I am going to be setting up one of my new GreenStalks and transplanting some strawberries. So I thought I would bring you along while I mix up some soil, hear some planes going by overhead, and get these strawberries transplanted. One of my goals this year is to avoid all of this. Over there, over here, over there. Last year I did a lot of container gardening, which I really love doing, and it works so well for so many things, but it kind of got a little out of control. I really only had a path to kind of walk through my deck, and not even a very good one. It really became a problem when we wanted to pull our little charcoal grill out and use it. And we kind of had to maneuver it around plants so that the flames didn't get too close to my plants. Last year I was already using some GreenStalks. You see one right there. There's another one right there. But this year I wanted to expand even more. Last year I had most of my strawberries and planters like this or like this. And honestly, they didn't do that great. As soon as our summer got really hot and dry, almost all of these strawberries died. I had a few that made it. Some of them are right here in these 3 planters. And then over there in the far hanging basket, I have a couple more that survived. But if you notice, as you look at the cocoa core in these baskets, especially this one right here, they're either completely mangled or almost gone altogether, and that is because of squirrels. And squirrels have become kind of one of my nemesis out here. They're into everything. They drive my dogs crazy. They steal this material. They like to take this cocoa core and use it for their nests. So I catch them in here almost every single morning throughout the spring in one of these baskets. That's why these little bird spikes are in here, is to try to help deter the squirrels. But they seem to always find a way around them, so it's not really working very well. Not to mention, when it does get warm and dry, with the strawberries especially, these are herbs, and they actually did pretty well last year. But with the strawberries, it didn't seem to matter if I watered them every day or what I did, because they still just dried up and died. So I wanted to plant them in something that was a little bit better, definitely more squirrel proof, so I don't have to worry about them stealing the actual liner of the basket that the plants are in, and hopefully just having them be a little bit more secure and happy, as they were certainly not happy in these baskets last year. I'm going to be using the 7-tiered Leaf GreenStalk for the strawberries. The Leaf is the one that has 7-inch pockets. I'm going to be using a base with this that have casters. This is the base that is specifically sold by GreenStalk, and I want this on a base that rolls. Most of mine are on spinner bases that don't roll. But if you want to actually move them from a spot, you would have to disassemble and move them piece by piece. But I don't want to do that this time around, because this deck really needs to be resealed. Like, desperately needs to be resealed. But I can't do that this time of year because it's too wet. So I need to be able to make sure that I can roll this GreenStalk out of the way. Then I can seal the part of the deck that it's on and then roll it back to seal the rest of it. The casters will come in very handy for that. Each one of these clips in here to make it nice and sturdy. And 3 of these casters actually have locks on them. So if you don't want it to roll, you can just lock the wheel, unlocked and then locked, and it will help hold it in place. Don't mind the big sheet of metal. in the back. This is going to become a raised bed, which we will build and plant together. It was just supposed to be so rainy today, I didn't want to go ahead and get started on it. Although, it hasn't started raining yet, so I may still get a chance to start it today. We'll see. But for now, strawberries. For the potting mix, I'm using this moisture potting soil by ProMix. I'm going to mix some of this fertilizer that I got from Azure Standard last year. I'm going to mix some of that in, and I'm also going to mix some worm castings in. These are just going to give the soil a little bit of boost and make sure that it starts with the nutrients that these strawberries are going to need. According to the GreenStalk website, it should take 5.5 cubic feet to fill it. I don't necessarily need to fill it now because I don't have that many strawberries. I'm just going to mix the soil inside my garden cart here. I'm not doing an exact science to this mix, but I'm gonna dump some of this in there. I'm just going to mix all of this together and break up all these large clumps. Since that bag of soil was compressed, there are a lot of clumps in here. So that was easy enough. So I'm going to fill this level all the way to the top. So I'm filling this GreenStalk with dry soil right now. That's one of the big reasons you want it filled all the way to the rim. Because when I do water this, it's going to settle the soil in some and it will compact it down. Sorry if you hear the wind, it's definitely picking up. There is most definitely a storm coming. This is the watering disc that's in between layers. I'm gonna set it up so each of these holes is near a pocket. And then this layer is ready for plants. Each one of these should have 3 strawberry plants. So both of these together should fill out this layer. I'm just going to kind of dig them out. I'll try to dig them out without doing too much damage to them. Go. Break off last year's growth here. When I put the strawberry plant in here, I only want to plant it up to the crown. I don't want to plant it any deeper than that. So the crown is here. The soil level is right up to it. That one doesn't look so pretty, but it should do fine. So there's actually 4 plants in here, so these 2 pots will take us into the next tier. It's quite the root system. So these strawberries are Cabrillo. That in there. These next ones are Benton. Now I'll take the watering disc and set it right on top. One layer is good. Time for the next one. When I slip these layers on, it's gonna connect right in here. So I just double checked and make sure I didn't catch any strawberry leaves in here. Now it seems wobbly at the moment, and that's because it is, because I haven't filled it yet. This time I think I'm going to put the strawberries in before I finish filling. That will make it a little easier. These last group of potted strawberries are Northwest. Again, not pretty, but it should still grow just fine. Now I'll fill in around them. Next disc. And next layer. So the last group of strawberries comes from this basket. They are Fort Laramie. Looks like there's 4 in here. If they don't do well, then I know that they didn't appreciate what I'm doing to them right now. I'm going to leave these 2 pockets a little bit empty just because I don't have any more strawberries to fill them. And instead of putting the other 4 layers on top, I'm just going to put it the watering top on top for now, just to kind of cap it off. Then as soon as I get more strawberries, we can fill this all the way up. So with the GreenStalk, each of their bases has this little hole at the bottom that you can fit this 12-inch clear tubing to. And as you water it and the water goes into the base, it can run out of this tube kind of off to the side wherever you want it to go. Alternatively, there's also a plug if you wanted to plug it and not let the water run out. We made quite the mess down here, so let's clean that up real quick before it starts raining and it gets all wet and stuck to the deck. Even though it is gonna rain, I'm just gonna water these in anyway, because I want to make sure that they get enough water to settle in. And I don't know how much rain we're expecting. I imagine quite a bit since it's going to rain over the next like 30 days, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And because I can spin this, it's super easy to water all sides. And there we have 16 transplanted strawberries into a GreenStalk. Hopefully they do well. We'll see how they turn out, and if they are not too angry at me for transplanting them out of their original pots. They'll have more space in here, so hopefully they will thank me and they'll be happy, but we'll see. And I'll definitely bring you along when I get the rest of the strawberries that will completely fill this up. So I thank you for joining me today, and I hope that it's not so windy that you actually heard most of what I was saying. It's hard this time of year to do much of anything outside when you're not either getting rained on, it's not super windy, or on occasion you're getting snow and frost. So it's just that time of year. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already and you want to be notified of my next video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button so YouTube knows to show it to other people. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you next time.